Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today, we're gonna play Blackwings. That's right, the new Revolution de Fleur skill has made Blackwings even better than they already were. And that is so exciting because Blackwings in particular are a deck that have been added to the box chip collection. So if you're interested in playing Blackwings, now is the best time to get into it. So here is the deck list, and let's talk about how we can use it. The skill is Revolution de Fleurs, which allows you to normal summon your level 8s without tributing. It allows you to play a Necro Floor for free from outside your deck, which gives you a better turn 2. It allows you to play Necro Synchron from your deck to your field by shuffling a card from your deck to the hand. And it allows you to send a monster to the graveyard to play your Societe de Fleur from your deck, which allows you to get an easy rank 8. Okay, let's take a look at the deck list. We are playing 2 copies of Sage de Fleur, 1 copy of Cosmo Queen, and 3 copies of Societe de Fleur. That's to manage the skill. If you don't have these cards, you want to make sure that you have at least 3 copies of Societe de Fleur and then 3 other cards that are spellcasters that are 2,900 attack points. Next up, we have 3 copies of Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wind. If you control no monsters and you have this card in your hand, you can banish one other Blackwing monster from your hand, place a Black Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone, then either send this card to the graveyard or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon it without tributing. So you get to bring your Simoon the Poison Wind to your field for free. It's an additional normal summon, so you still get to normal summon it during the turn. And then you also get to immediately trigger the effect of your Black Whirlwind. During the end phase, you send the Black Whirlwind to the graveyard, you take 1,000 damage. Also, you cannot you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Darks. That's completely fine. So Simoon is our card starter. Really, really strong. And the reason why the skill is good is because it gives us a level 2 tuner to use with Simoon. Simoon has always been kind of a card that was kind of hard to use for Blackwings because it's level 6. And Blackwings right now don't have a really good level 2 tuner to search even with the Black Whirlwind. So you are always going to make like a level 7 or a Link 2, or I guess maybe you could try to make a rank 6. I don't think I've ever seen a Blackwing player try to make a rank 6 with this card, except in Master Duel. So the skill giving you a free level 2 tuner makes the deck much better, and we'll see that in the replay. 1 copy of the Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. This is really good if you open your Bore of the Spear, because you can search the Zephyros the Elite off of the continuous spell. Zephyros the Elite, if this card is in your graveyard, you can turn 1 face-up card you control to the hand to special summon this card, and you take 400 damage. You can use this with your Bore of the Spear to make your Arc Rebellion. Bore of the Spear, if you control a Blackwing monster other than Bore of the Spear, you can special summon this card from the hand, not once per turn. So if you have 2 Bore of the Spears, you're summoning both of them. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing to your opponent. Great. Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind. If you control a Blackwing monster other than the Gale Whirlwind, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. That target's attack and defense become half its current attack and defense. Level 3 tuner. Excellent. Necro Synchron. We are playing this at 1 because that's how the deck kind of worked out. You could cut one of these Black Whirlwinds to play it at 2 to make sure that you don't brick on it. That's a choice of yours. I mean, a lot of people probably don't have 3 Black Whirlwinds, so that's probably what I would do if I were you. It's a level 2 tuner, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 1 plant from your deck if it's sent to the graveyard for a Wind Synchro monster, which we're not going to be making, so we don't have to worry about that. Harmont in the Dust. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Harmont in the Dust, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Harmont in the Dust once per turn this way. When this card is normal special summon, you can target one other Blackwing monster you control and increase this card's level by that monster's level. Excellent. You'll see how that works in the replay. Black Whirlwind, the best card in the deck. When a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can add 1 Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand with less attack than that monster. This is not once per turn and not once per chain. So if you open a Black Whirlwind with your Simoon, then you can use Simoon's effect to get a second Black Whirlwind, and then you can actually just go ahead and use both Black Whirlwinds to draw 2 cards from 1 normal summon. So it's an excellent option. It allows you to trigger multiple effects. If you have a Black Whirlwind, you have Simoon, you get to essentially draw 4 cards, because you're going to draw 2 cards off the Simoon and 2 cards off your regular normal summon. And then if you make Nothing the Starlight, you get a 3rd normal summon, which right now we don't really have a good reason to do that, but if we get Sudri in the future, that's going to be a staple. Lastly, we have Blackbird Close. When a monster your opponent controls activates an effect, you can send one face-up Blackwing monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then you can special summon one Blackwing Dragon from your extra deck. If you control a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon, you can activate this card from your hand. Really, really solid. So this is a counter trap, which is fantastic, and it can be activated from the hand if you control a Blackwing Synchro monster, which we have one. Well, we have the Armor Master. So yeah, just a really good card, really easy card to use. So yeah, let's take a look at the extra deck. Draco Berserker the Tinny. When your opponent activates a monster effect as a quick effect, you can banish it. Sweet. You can't use this during the damage step, but otherwise it's a pretty good effect. If this attacking card destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's attack. Also, it can make a second attack on a monster during this battle phase. You can only use each effect once per turn. Really solid, really good card. Easy to use. It's like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, except it doesn't negate, it just banishes. But it's a lot easier to make. So yeah, I like this card. Blackwing Dragon, this is just in the extra deck so that we can use Blackbird Close. Blackwing Armor Master. Requires one Blackwing tuner plus one or more non-tuners. We can make this with one of our level 4s and the Gale the Whirlwind. Cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked a monster, you can place one wedge counter on that monster. You can remove all wedge counters from your opponent's monsters, and the attack and defense of those monsters becomes 0 until the end of the turn. That's fine. So just make Armor Master so you can get your counter track life, and then you can just use it to effect to destroy one of your opponent's monsters that activates an effect, negate the effect, and summon Blackwing Dragon for lethal. It's a good option, especially if you're going second. Void Ogre Dragon. One Dark Tuner, one or more non-tuners. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap while you have no cards in your hand, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This is not a hard once per turn, so if you're playing a deck that has a lot of spells and traps, you can make 2 Void Ogre Dragons going first. Pretty decent. Dingirsu, 2 level 8s, so you can only special summon it once per turn. If it succeeds summoned, you can send one card your opponent controls to the graveyard. Good solid option. If one of your cards would be destroyed by battle, or destroyed by anything, you can attach one material from this card instead. Really easy to make with the skill, with the deck, getting your free level 8. So yeah, always good to have this card in this skill. Raider's Knight, 2 level 4 darks. You can attach one material from this card to Xyz into Arc Rebellion. And then Arc Rebellion, you can attach one material to negate all monster effects on the field and then gain all their attack points. But only Arc Rebellion can attack for the rest of the turn. Sweet. This is a good, easy way for Blackwings to get lethal. Alright, let's take a look at the replay. Alright, so we're going first against the Fiendish Grasp zombie deck. Okay, so let's take a look at what we can do with just Simoon and another Blackwing in our hand. We're going to activate the skill, and then we're going to activate Simoon's effect. We banish Bore the Spear from our hand to play the Black Whirlwind. Now we're going to normal summon Simoon, which triggers Black Whirlwind. Now we draw Gale the Whirlwind. Then we activate our skill. We're going to return Associated to the deck, play our Necrosynchron, and synchro into the Void Ogre Dragon. Great. Now we normal summon Gale the Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind's effect activates. We draw Harmont in the Dust. Harmont in the Dust can special summon itself, and when Harmont in the Dust is special summoned, you target one other Blackwing monster, and then Harmonton's level becomes their levels combined. So since Gale the Whirlwind is level 3, Harmonton becomes level 5, and now we can make another level 8. So we make Draco Berserker. We set our trap, which we can't use. We take 1,000, we pass. So our opponent's turn, they're going to activate Mind Control. Well, we have Void Ogre Dragon, so that's not going to work. Then they activate Trade-In. Pitch the Doom King to draw 2. Then they activate the skill, pitch the Dark Necrofury to draw 1. They set 2 cards, and they set one monster and pass. It's our turn. We drew our Zephyros the Elite, which means that our trap card is now live. Normal summon Zephyros the Elite, switch to attack position and attack. Our opponent's going to Needle Ceiling, so we will just Void Ogre Dragon again. Negate the spell's trap again. Destroy. And we have lethal. There you go. So we had a monster banish, we had a monster negate with a counter trap that was going to summon a monster with 2,800 attack points. We had the spell and trap negate, which saved us twice. So excellent turn 1. All we needed was that Simoon and another Blackwing. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.